How many of you actually stop and appreciate the art of glass, or even wonder how it's made or where it came about? Glass has a very complex history and background, but yet very interesting to get to know. I have done some extensive research on glass scientifically and how or where it had come from, only because I believe it's important as a glassblower myself of 3 years. Now, everybody here has drank out of a drinking glass, or has a car with glass windows, or even a house that you've lived in with glass windows. Perhaps you're a microbiologist and use a microscope to study DNA, which glass magnifies that for you and light. Now, I have now that I have your attention, it is important to inform you of glass, the audience, of the history, making, and the art of glass today. Let's begin with the history of glass, starting from the beginning. Now, the moment of discovery, the time is unknown, but said by Robert F. Hannum in the Book of Knowledge, 1999, the Roman natural history in 1200 BC along the coast of Syria, they have founded that the niter block, which is also a form of soda, used as a cooking block, melted with silicate, which is sand, creates glass. Now, I work with borosilicate glass, which is boron trioxide, added with silicate with niter, also stands excessive heating and temperatures. Experimenting after the discovery is very interesting. Silver and gold can be incorporated into glass, which silver, in my experience, makes the glass turn blue, purple, gray, silver, and gold. Very interesting colors that you can incorporate into that. In the 1930s, tektite was discovered in the Earth's crust. Now, what happened here is that a meteor had collided with the Earth and created this tektite, which is 80% silicate and also can be incorporated into glass. Now that you understand the background of that, let's go ahead and discuss the manufacturing process. Now, briefly, how mass production is created are within firing kilns. And those are fired at about 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit to melt the glass, and they have experience with colors to create new colors. Silver does take a great act into that and create many different color changing glass. Now, Rosa Mentasti, glass throughout time, history and technique of glassmaking from the ancient world to the present, introduced the time passing of manufacturing processes since the Roman history. Now, the tools and equipment that are incorporated have been used to this day, all the way back for 2,000 years ago. Those tools do consist of molds, graphite or wood, tweezers, glass shears for cutting, and firing kilns. Now, well-known artist Dale Chihuly also uses these tools from 2,000 years ago, and his team, they do prefer not to use as many tools. But this is quoted by Dale Chihuly himself in his book, Chihuly, Color, Glass, and Form in 1986. A brief description of the tools can also be mentioned by Robert F. Hannum in the section of glass within the Book of Knowledge in 1999. Now, while we're speaking of Dale Chihuly, which is a very well-known artist nationally and worldwide, I'm going to go ahead and discuss the importance of the art of glass and how he brought it to us today. Now, the different forms of glass for collection or decorating could be stained glass, but marbles are definitely, in my opinion, the #1 collector's item, which can be seen at Marble World, or you can see many high-dollar collected marbles. Paperweights are also another collection that could be collected by many people. Now, my favorite collection from Mr. and Mrs. S. Weldon O'Brien, it's called Pearpoint Spiral and Bubbles on a Footed Crossface, and this is also a paperweight. This is revealed by Helen and George S. McCarran in 200 Years of American Blown Glass in 1950. Different forms of glass are put to use. Now, Chihuly was interviewed by Erica Hill, the Early Morning Show in 2011, and she experienced a lesson from Chihuly and also got a demonstration in on-hands work with glass. She had created the bowl and a vase. Also, drinking glasses, pitchers, light fixtures can also be a use of glass, also in the form of art of glass, which is very interesting. Here's the Chihui book of 365 days. Go ahead and take a look. You could see many uses out of this book. Now that you have been educated on the history of glass and Chihui of the art of glass today and how it's made, here are some creations in the form of my glass borosilicate glass, pendants, and marbles. Go ahead and take a look so you can see. I discussed the following topics on the art of glass and the history. History of glass, how it's made, how it's manufactured, and the art of glass. Now, none of you would be able to move forward without fiber optics, which is also the high-speed internet that we just got today. Glass is the #1 form of that high-speed internet. Go ahead and appreciate the glass. I hope I've done you good. Have a good day.